sapphic, Jamaican-inspired fantasy about a girl who's forced to decide between being the chosen one by the goddess, I think, and defending and saving her home versus defending and saving her sister. And it's got dragons. From what I hear, it's what Fourth Wing wish it could be. Don't shoot the messenger. What up, Search fam? Sade here. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, my name is Sade. I'm out here curating and co-creating a cool ass life in my Luffy hat and telling y'all about Black queer book recommendations, because June is upon us, friends. When this goes up, June will be tomorrow. And I know that what you need in your life is some queer recommendations will make it black. Y'all know I got you. Now, whether you keep coming back or this is your first time coming across me on my little corner of the internet, think about joining my internet family. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, be made aware of every time I post a new video, which is usually on the weekends. So, as I said, friends, we got LGBTQIA plus alphabet mafia Rex because Pride is upon us. And I don't know if you knew this about me, but I am a part of the alphabet mafia. I identify as asexual. I'm on the asexuality spectrum. And if we want more information about that in my life doing that, cool. But that's not quite why we're here. So I got a list and I feel like I got too many things on the list, but we're going to roll with it. And I'm going to roll these out as quickly as possible. So here's what I am going to tell you. I'm going to give you a sense of where it falls within the alphabet mafia. And I also am going to try to give you a little bit of a background about the book, because I don't want us here too long. Now, per usual, I got the stack, and this time the stack is she thick. The stack is thick because most of these are books I own already. So we're going to talk about most of these I've read, but I have a few on my TBR. Some, if you've watched others of my videos, will look familiar. If you haven't, binge watch the videos. I'll put one or two up here in an info card, but we gonna go on and get us together. Okay. So where do I want to start? Oh, I don't know. I don't know where to start, guys. I don't know where to start. Okay, we'll go with what's on top. So, That Selfsame Metal by Brittney N. Williams and the sequel, which is the Seducing Gold. This is on my TBR, the sequel to this one. Now, as I've said before, this is going to give you YA. This is Shakespearean, so historical fantasy, but also deals with African Orishas. The female main character, her name is Joan. Joan is a swordsmith and bisexual, and she has two lovers in this one. The first book was fantastic. The second book I'm super excited by. That's going to be probably one of my summer reads because summer is quickly rolling in. The next two books are by Amanda Weaver, and that is The House of Transcendence and No One's Going to Take Her Soul Away. Okay, now, House of Transcendence, you got New Orleanian Black witches. The female main character is lesbian. So this is sapphic, but I would say it's queer because I think most, if not all of the characters are queer. Okay. Fantastic book. I had so much fun with this one. And I love the sort of intersection of like black magic and hoodoo and conjure. So you get that in here. And this is a whodunit. It's a murder mystery. So yeah, get into that. No One's Gonna Take Her Soul Away. Dante's Inferno retelling, and Sapphic. So the female main character ends up getting accidentally or gets killed and sent to hell, and she knows she's not supposed to be there. And so now she got to dig and claw her way out. But there is a cast of characters. So this is also probably is polyamorous, I believe. But again, this is on my TBR. I ain't got to her yet. I don't know if we'll get to her this summer. Maybe I'll do it for June. We'll see. Next, we have Blood Debts. Blood Debts 2 is New Orleans Hoodoo Conjure. And this is queer. I think I have not read it. So, but I've heard such good things about it. This also has a sequel called Blood Justice. So this is TBR. We got some Talia Hibbert books. Y'all know this is a Talia Hibbert stan account. Take a hint, Danny Brown. This is PhD student, friends / co-workers to lovers. Danny is bisexual, and which is the female main character. It also has anxiety rep because that fear. The male main character is an anxious baby. Talia Hibbert is she's queen. Just go on and pick it up. The other one is That Kind of Guy, which is part of the like Ravenwood series, is book 3. So again, y'all know I am chaotic, so I don't be caring about where books go in their series. But the Ravenswood series, I actually have read the first 2 books. I read them a few years ago, so the 3rd book is on my list. The male main character is demisexual. The female main character is 40, and we love that. I love older character romances. This is fake dating in a small town. The male main character is supposed to be a playboy. The female main character is a divorcee who needs a fake date, and then real feelings develop. So get into that. Again, Kimberly Livingston account. The time I got drunk and yeeted a love potion at a werewolf. This is considered cozy fantasy, but this is monster romance. Male main character is bisexual, which you get a small sense of. And if you read Mistletoe, that's novella. And the male main character is also bisexual and was like the lover to Felix. And so we've got continuation, this second book in the Mead Mishap series. Bree is getting harassed by this guy at a bar. She throws the drink he made for her at Felix's head, and he falls in love with her. But because he's a werewolf, he's like, girl, you my fated mate. And it's so great. Felix's baby. I love him. Next, we've got RM Virtues. And so the Gods of Hunger series is Greek mythology retellings. The first book and the 4th book are trans characters. So first, we've got Drag Me Up, which is book 1, which I have read multiple times, and I adore it. Hades and Persephone retelling, trans female main character, set in sort of contemporary time, so reimagined. Hades is a hotel owner, and Persephone is a performer and one of the sort of headlining shows that is being hosted at Hades Hotel. And there's intrigue. Zeus is an asshole. It's got BDSM in it. Read the trigger warnings. I love this one. I love RM Virtue's work just in general. The 4th book in the Gods of Hunger series, which the whole rest of the series is on my TBR. But the 4th book is also trans. So both characters are trans, but it's Achillean, literally. So Achillean in the sense that it's male, but also in that it's a retelling of Achilles and Patroclus. So there you go. I just read this one, This Ravenous Fate. This is YA set in the 1920s, so just before the Harlem Renaissance. We've got black vampires. It's sapphic. It is enemies, or so best friends to enemies to lovers second chance, maybe a little bit. And so the female main characters, one is a part of a family of sort of like vampire hunters, and the other female main character was her best friend that got turned into a vampire and almost killed her. So also we got sort of crime mystery situation. They're trying to figure out what's going on with the vampires and why folks is turning up dead. So yes, this was really good. I enjoyed this one. The next two books are by Kann, and these are both asexual romances. And so the first one is The Romantic Agenda. This is about Joy, who is in love with her best friend. Her best friend ends up dating someone and asks her to go on vacation for the weekend with them to pretty much buffer for the girlfriend's grumpy best friend. And so it's that, but like Joyce is fabulous, honey. She's very girly, very like dresses the part. And Fox is grumpy. He's snarky, and it's them, and the banter is fantastic. But I also think this is really good asexuality rep, because it's asexuality rep for a person that actually does engage in sexual activity. But this is an adult book. Read the trigger warnings. But it was very sweet, very cute, and also very appropriate for like the summer vibe, like giving summer vibes for me. The next is Let's Talk About Love. This is YA. The main character is 19. Alice is also bi-romantic. So like the book opens with her breaking up with her girlfriend because her girlfriend doesn't understand why she don't want to have sex and like be, you know, affectionate with her in that way. And so Alice is adorable, very girly, works at a library, ends up meeting her new coworker, Takumi, and he breaks her brain and they start to get close, and it's adorable. I love this book so much. Next, we've got the queen. My queen, in fact, Rebekah Weatherspoon. She has a few books that all of her books are fantastic, but like there are a few of them that do have members of the LGBTQIA community. One is Sated. Sated is the third book in the Fit trilogy. I have read 2 out of the 3 books. I read book 1 and book 3. You probably would want to read both books or all 3 books, because they do inform each other and the characters reappear and stuff. Anyway, bisexual couple. So both main characters are bisexual. And this one also has BDSM in it. So definitely read the trigger warnings on that. So Kiara is a nerd, but she's also like a personal trainer. So she's like real buff and stuff and very pretty, but she's awkward. Like Miss Mamas is awkward and dorky and cosplays and all things. And so her coworkers ask their friend Daniel to go meet her at a convention, because her friend who was supposed to go with her, who's coming in from out of town, couldn't go. So Daniel goes to the convention. Come find out Daniel's brother is one of the stars of the show that Kiara is obsessed with and does their cosplay for. So the two of them like end up starting to flesh out a relationship. But the challenge is Daniel is a part of a dungeon. He's a part of a dungeon family. He's a switch. And so and Kiara is vanilla. So it's about them navigating how to be in a relationship with the fact that BDSM is a very large part of Daniel's life. It's also disability rep, because Daniel is without one of his hands. So I think he's an amputee up to his wrist. Daniel is baby, honey. He is one of my favorite book boyfriends, and I will do a video about some of my favorite book bays. Also by Rebekah Weatherspoon, we have Xeni, and Xeni is in the, Loose Ends series. It is book 2 in that series, and both Xeni and who's the female main character, and the male main character, I forgot his name already. Dang it, because I just read the book not too long ago. Are both of them are bisexual, and so Xeni ends up inheriting her aunt's estate after her aunt dies. But like to get the estate, she has to get married to the male main character, who has also been gifted some money from from Xeni's aunt, because like she moved to this smaller town and everybody knows everybody, and like she was beloved and all the things. So they do the thing and they say, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do it for like a week, or not a week, for the month that we're gonna do it, so we can get everything settled. Woo wham, and they fall in love, and it's cute. It's great. We also have by Alyssa Cole, Once Ghosted, Twice Shy. This is a novella in a series. It's like book 1.5, maybe, I think. And it is about, it's sapphic, and it is about the head of security for a prince that appears in like book 1, I think, and who ends up in New York on a break and runs into a woman that she had a fling with and had her heart broken because she just like up and disappeared. So they spend the day in New York reconnecting and things like that. So a second chance romance. It was very cute. I've read like 3 books in the series, and I like the series a lot. One of my favorite novellas is actually in the series. Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James is on my TBR. It's been on my TBR for a while. It is queer, has a cast of characters, and it is about pretty much coming together to track and find a child that disappears. And so it involves African history and mythology as part of the story building. I've heard fantastic things about it. So like that's on my list of things to read, but I haven't read it yet. So I'll probably read it and do a review on it, because I have heard so many good things about it, not only just from a storytelling standpoint, but also like within my intellectual interest. So yeah. We also have So Let Them Burn by Kamilah Cole. This is sapphic, Jamaican-inspired fantasy about a girl who's forced to decide between being the chosen one by the goddess, I think, and say in like defending and saving her home versus defending and saving her sister. And it's got dragons. From what I hear, it's what Fourth Wing wish it could be. Don't shoot the messenger. But from the cover alone, I was like, oh, I have to read. The cover was gorgeous. Outdrawn by Deanna Gray. Such a good book. I read it as an audiobook. I love Deanna Gray's writing. She wrote Not Grumpy Sunshine, Sunny Disposition, which I thought was the cutest. But this is Rivals to Lovers. Both of and Sapphic. Both of the female main characters are I won't say animators. It's not animators. They are cartoonists for a comic. So they're comic book artists, and they're both trying to be the number one. They got hired at the same, they now work at the same place, and they got to work together. They went to school together. They were rivals in school. It's very cute, and it's very grumpy sunshine. So I love the book itself. I did not like the narrator, but that's neither here nor there. So the last 2 books that I'm going to recommend are classics, right? Black classics, because you need to read more Black classics. Duh. So the first is Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin, and I took my copy back to the schoolhouse because I read it last month before last. I don't remember. But you could add alongside Giovanni's Room Another Country, which both of these are Achillean. And for Giovanni's Room, the male main character is not an expat, but like is living in Paris. He's engaged to another American person, but American woman who goes off to Spain to go live her life. And so he ends up in a sort of very fraught relationship with a beautiful Italian man. And it's very sad, very tragic. Gird your loins if you're going to read it, but it's beautifully written, as is Baldwin's work. The other is The Color Purple by Alice Walker. And this is sapphic. The female main character, Celie, has an affair in the book. You don't quite get it with the movie, but in the book, she has an affair with Suge Avery, who is her husband, Mr.'s woman. So Suge is bisexual at minimum. There's so much, like The Color Purple is just fantastic. And I think required reading when you think about women's lives, women's stories, also how the church figures into women's lives, especially Black folks at the turn of the century. Just fantastic. I hope that you pick up any of these things, which I read for Pride Month, because I need some new recs as well. Let me know down in the downstairs. Talk to me. And as always, friends, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend about the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.